Isip lang
saya. One for all tayo, all for one sila. Sisingit lumalansing, kumakarera. Basta't kalkulado ang galaw ng iba. Di tayo matatalo, di tayo matutumba. Sumusugod, umiiwas, yumuyuko, umaatras, lumulusot, umiilag, tumitsyempo, lumiliyag, lalampasan bawat linya. Tayo, kalaban sila, basta't tayo'y magkakasama. Sigurado ang saya-saya. Halika, magpaaraw, matutong tumakbo. Nang lumakas ang tuhod, tumigas ang buto. Sumusugod, umiiwas, yumuyuko, umaatras, lumulusot, umiilag, tumitsyempo, lumiliyag, lalampasan bawat linya. Tayo, kalaban sila, basta't tayo'y magkakasama. Sigurado, sigurado, sigurado ang saya-saya. Patintero tayo. Taguan. Taguan. Umikit ako't pagmulat, kalaro ko'y naglaho, pati hininga ay tinago, upang di ko mahanap. Kahit naliwanag ang buwan, laging may sulok sa dilim. Magtatago ka roon ng palihim, hanggang matagpuan ako ang taya. Hanap-hanap, kaibigang nawawala, kampi ko ang buwan, maliwanag sa ating tago-taguan. Ako ang taya, hanap-hanap sa ating tago-taguan. Kapag nakita na nga kita, susulpot ang nagsilaho. Umpisa na ng bagong laro, ang pipikit. Ikaw nang taya. Hanap-hanap, kaibigang nawawala, ituturo ng buwang maliwanag aming pinagtataguan. Isa, dalawa, tatlo, magtago na kayo. Wala sa harap, wala sa likod, handa na ba kayo? Isa, dalawa, tatlo, magtago na kayo. Wala sa harap, wala sa likod, eto na ako. Ituturo ng buwang maliwanag aming pinagtataguan. Tago-taguan, ikaw nang taya, kaibigang nawawala. Ituturo ng buwang maliwanag, isa yan ang tago-taguan. Tago, tago, taguan. Oh, oh, oh. Tago, tago, taguan.
Takbo, 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 lukso, luksong tinik. Lukso, luksong tinik. Lukso! Dangkal-dangkal ang taas ng kamay, pati paa at kukong patahay. Takbo, lukso at wag kang sasablay. Kapag sumabit ay madaragdagan mga tinik na kailangang laktawan. Takbo, lukso, sikaping mangibabaw ka. Takbo, 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 lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Takbo, 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 lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Kapag sumayad kahit balahibo lang, pagpapalitan ng kinalalagyan, kayo naman ng sa lupa ay mauupo. Paat daliri ay magiging tinik, katagal-tagalan ay mangangawit, hanggang sumabit ang lumulukso-lukso-lukso sa'yo. Takbo, 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 lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. 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 Pag ika'y natusok, ako ang lulukso.
Pag ako'y natusok, ikaw ang lulukso. Manalo, matalo, iikot lang naman ito. Takbuhan, talunan, sigawan at kantsa.
Lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Takbo, 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 lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Lukso, luksong tinik, luksong tinik. Lukso!
Leron, leron sinta, buko ng papaya, dala-dala'y buslo, sisidlan ng bunga. Pagdating sa duloy, nabali ang sanga, kapos kapalaran, humanap ng iba. Gumising ka, neneng, tayo'y manampalok. Dalhin mo ang buslo, sisidlan ng hinog. Pagdating sa duloy, lalamba-lambayo. Kumapit ka, neneng, baka ka mahulog. Leron, leron sinta, buko ng papaya, dala-dala'y buslo, sisidlan ng bunga. Pagdating at iyong isuot ang baro mo't saya, ang baro mo't saya. Magkaganda-ganda, ganda ng kulay, berde, puti, pula. Leron, leron, sinta, pugo ng papaya, dala-dala'y busta. Pagdating sa dulo, tapos kapalaran, humanap ng iba. Leron, 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 sinta. Ang iibigin ko'y lalaking matapang, ang baril niya'y pito, ang sundan ay siyam, ang lalakarin niya'y parte ng tinulang, isang pinggang pansin ang kaniyang kalaban. Sisid lang ng pungas, ay 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 ay. Tapos kapalaran, humanap ng iba.
Lord of wisdom, source of intelligence, we welcome you to this auspicious gathering, an august moment for the pursuit of knowledge that is offered for the glory of your name. We do not wish to ask you more than just you joining us today, but we look forward to your heavenly grace to amplify the desire for truth, to look up for and become prudent to learning. Keep us grounded in your love and mercy as we traverse a challenging path to keeping the inclination of understanding you and your most awe-inspiring creation. Be with us, O Lord, and descend your Spirit on us to maintain an earnest desire for knowledge, truth, and understanding you, the guide of the wise, the stronghold of the learned. This we ask through Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Okay, good afternoon. Good morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again. Oh my gosh, it's been a long time. Okay, wait now. Ayan. It's been a very long time that we have this kind of webinar. And again, I would like to welcome first everyone in our weekly episodes of our webinars here at the One Fist Ed YouTube channel. We also powered by Zoom meetings. Okay, now before we start and get, I know you're really looking forward for this very interesting topic for today. So before we move on, I would like to request everyone to keep on sharing the YouTube link we have now. And for our Zoom participants, let's remind our co-premium members to attend now in this very wonderful webinar that we have prepared for this afternoon. Also, I would like to request the YouTube participants to keep on sharing this to your MAPE friends, co-PE teachers. Don't be shy to share links of these free sets of webinars to your co-majors and fitness enthusiasts and wellness enthusiasts. Everyone that is interested and passionate about fitness, wellness, and physical education in the Philippines and in the whole world, you are welcome here in our weekly webinars at 1pz.ph. And for those who are in the public schools, okay, the 1pz.ph, for those who are not yet informed, 1pz.ph is already a PRC accredited provider of our weekly trainings and seminars. Okay, so you can use this as one of your credentials in your promotions and also in accreditation of your and renewal of your licenses. Now, I would just like to backtrack for the 2 months, guys, 2 months that we have been attending. Who among here attended our different and various and magnificent fitness programs? And for those who are in the Zoom, I would like to know what programs did you attend? Did you attend the yoga? Did you attend the workout programming, the jump rope, and the other our other more programs? Did you attend those? Yes. Okay, as also in our YouTube links in our YouTube channel, have you attended those amazing programs that we have prepared for you? And for those who have attended already, have you built that important habit? So yun. Miss Jeline said here, jump rope. Miss Leonie said, jump rope. And Sir Laura, wow, Sir Paul talaga very Sir Paul talaga very active and very dedicated sa pag-improve ng kanyang fitness ulit. Kasi nga, nung pandemic, nung nag-start yung pandemic, parang ako personally, I was deprived of working out at home. Hindi ako nakapag-workout na maayos ulit because I had low motivation at home and my space was not enough. Yun. So these programs were really a way to boost again ourselves into working out again and being more passionate of our wellness and health. Also, and because of that, I would like to congratulate everyone. Give yourselves a clap. I would like to congratulate everyone from the participants to the coaches and to our organizers, and even, of course, to you, of course, to those who step out of their comfort zones, especially those, I had a personal experience with my yoga attendees. They really stepped out of their comfort zone and really tried the activity, and then they discovered that they also liked it, and I am glad that they also like it. And for sure, as the days pass, we are still preparing more activities, and we are improving the flow of this activity so that it will be more consistent, it will be more suited for your needs, and it will be contributing to the improvement of our programs in 1pz.ph. Now, also, I guess our program director is Sir JR. Are you there? Do you want to add some messages to our participants or to our viewers right now regarding what happened or transpired in the last 2 months of our fitness and wellness program?
Thank you, Sir Jeko. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
First, I would like to personally thank everyone, not only the participants. Congratulations to all of you for finishing the different physical activities that you participated. But of course, I would like to thank all the facilitators, and that includes you, Sir Jeko, for making the activities possible despite of the challenges, despite of the limitations. What matters most is that we made this possible kung nasaan man tayong parte ng Pilipinas. And we look forward for 2023 as we have this kind of program to reach more people, not only PE teachers, BPED students, everyone's welcome here. And for the day, I just want everyone to invite everyone to share the link via YouTube so that you can witness this great topic that we're going to have for this afternoon. And again, I'm so excited to announce that starting next week, we're about to begin the International Sports Webinar Series. So watch
Yes.
out for the announcement this coming week. Thank you, Sir Jacko, and thank you to everyone.
Okay, that's our coach JR, our very dynamic and amazing coach JR. Always, always there to to push us and create those programs that are very beneficial for us physical educators. Now, I won't take this longer. Wait, where's my I won't take our times longer because our topic for today is very relevant. Yes, that's what I can say. It's very relevant to our current situation right now. And this is one of the things that are very important as we move on from from being in the face-to-face setup, and then we turned into the online, and then now we're going into the blended setup of our education here in the Philippines. And I think this topic is very important, not only to us as educators, but also it's important for the whole community that is involved in the learning process of the child. So as us who will be informed today of these concepts about this topic, it will be our moral responsibility, or I guess academic responsibility with our colleagues to share this to them and to our immediate social circle on really how to execute this skill, and I reconsider this as a skill because nowadays if you do not develop this properly, it will really lead to misinformation, miseducation, and many more that are not beneficial to the learning process of the children. So to give us a talk of promoting healthy communication in the school community is, first, she is one of my very close friends. I say she's my best friend. That's why she had the heart of, really, she is a very busy person, guys. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. First, she graduated Bachelor of Arts in Communication, major in journalism, major in broadcast communication at the University of Philippines, Baguio. Currently, she's already in her thesis writing of Master of Arts in English in Isabela State University. She is currently taking graduate courses for Master of Arts in Journalism at the Asian Institute of Journalism and Communication. She is a certified public speaker recognized by the Public Speaking Institute. She was a former regional representative of Infant Jesus Montessori School for Dance Sports in the professional Latin and women's volleyball team. She's also an alumna of UP Baguio women's volleyball team. She is currently a communications instructor and a student publication advisor of a university in Fairview, Quezon City. And the recent blessing, she recently passed the board licensure examination for professional teachers. So to give us a very healthy topic about communication is my best friend, Miss Nina Danica Dainty B. Angon. Let's give her a round of applause, guys.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah.
Sir Jacko.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Sir Jacko. And yes, well, I'm very fortunate. I'm honored. I'm happy. No, beyond happy that I'm here today. And Well, I would like to thank everybody here, for attending our session today. I know everyone has busy schedules, prior commitments, maybe a lot of deliverables, but at the end of the day, you are all here, right? And I believe and I hope that you are all ready to partake in this webinar. So let me grab this opportunity as well to thank, of course, my dear best friend. Wow. My best friend, self-proclaimed best friend, and of course our director, our president, Sir JR, and the rest of the One Feast organization, right? For letting me have this a platform where I could share what I've been through. Wow. Part of this health predicament. I know everyone is struggling, right?
Yeah.
And also where I could, share my experiences, insights, and all regarding the matter and how we can promote or utilize various ways on how to achieve healthy communication. Now, I want everyone to try your best to use our chat box. Yes, chat box below. For those who are on YouTube and of course on this platform, Zoom meeting, might as well utilize that feature, no, para basahin natin later on as we progress to this webinar. So, yes, thank you so much, Sir Jeco. Do I need to start my,
Share screen.
sharing my screen? No? Okay. So, just a moment. Okay.
We're already 12 here. Okay.
How about now?
Yeah, kita na siya.
All right, thank you. Okay. There you go. Now that we are about to, divulge these pieces of information, I mentioned it earlier, of different ways on how to achieve that very elusive healthy communication. When I say elusive, no, it's safe to say that it's hard to achieve. Right? But I won't be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, I won't be surprised if most of you have already, let's say, altered or modified some traditional methods, on how we can communicate better with other people. And siguro to address then yung professional and educational adversities natin, right? 2 years na tayo na nasa pandemic. I know for sure na may mga adjustments na tayo. But kahit na may adjustments, I know for sure na meron pa rin tayong difficulties, right? And etong healthy communication, I believe, sobrang hirap pa rin niya talagang makuha. So we have a lot of factors, reasons behind that difficulty of attaining healthy communication. So isa na rin dito, I believe, ay yung abrupt transition natin. Tama. Of course, for that transition, no one really knew that it's going to happen. Up until now, hanggang ngayon, we are still dealing with this situation. So as communicators, the struggle is definitely real. Yun yung struggle natin, right? And when we communicate with our students, with our supervisors, colleagues, there's always this extra effort. You know what I mean? Extra effort to make sure that our messages and instructions will be conveyed properly and accordingly. Diba? May ganun may extra effort dapat tayo ngayon. So it's kind of exhausting. I know, medyo nakakapagod din siya. Kontra din sa kung ano yung mga ginagawa natin before, right? Kung marami pa tayong kailangan gawin, alam ko yan, mga paperwork, lalo na sa inyo, nasa DepEd kayo, iba ang set of deliverables, right? So, kung hindi rin natin kasi i-make sure na maayos yung process ng ating communication, definitely and undoubtedly, there will be miscommunication, misinterpretation, misunderstanding. Now, you have to discern the underlying factors. Okay? Ano ba yung mga underlying factors na to for us to be able to come up with better solutions? Better solutions, and with that being said, it boils down to having healthy communication. The word healthy communication, healthy, very subjective, right? Well, we have a lot of dictionaries out there where we could, find the definition of this describing word. Now, pwede niyong ilagay dyan sa comment section. When you hear that word, healthy, ano ba yung ibig sabihin natin dito? But other people, other educators, other communicators, think of this term subjectively. Not all of us have the same capabilities, have the same coping strategies. Kaya nagkakaroon na ng miscommunication. You feel na okay, dapat itong person na to, ganito rin siya mag-address ng issues. No, conflict arises because others argue that a particular person can overcome, let's say, a hardship, one hardship in this duration. Dapat in 2 weeks, okay na yon. Dapat ganito yung gawin niya. No? Kasi people think na pare-parehas tayo ng pinagdadaanan. And kung ganun yung nagiging thinking natin, right? Sobrang malayo pa sa katotohanan na baka hindi talaga natin makuha yung healthy communication. In the school community, very rampant din ang miscommunication. I know dahil ngayon nga pandemic, hindi natin alam kung saan ba or ano ba dapat yung gawin natin, even though we know exactly what to do. We know how to, let's say, address our problems, pero nakukulangan pa rin tayo ng resources. So that's another problem. We lack resources. Even though we can do it, wala tayong platforms. Wala tayong makinarya, kumbaga. Right? So for this one, sa healthy communication, where do we draw the line between truth and acceptance? Based on my experiences, nagkakaroon ng unhealthy communication dahil one person struggles to embrace factual information. Nagiging unhealthy siya because, let's say, conflict of interest, conflict of information, conflict of realities. We experience, ladies and gentlemen, we experience unhealthy communication because we have this tendency to disregard the truth, to disregard the rules, to disregard the needed task in a particular scenario or in a particular situation. Kasi hindi yun yung pinili natin. That's not what we choose to believe in, to begin with. Kaya nagkakaroon ng inconsistency when it comes to communication. Do you agree with me? Right? Now, again, let's go back to our current setup. It's pandemic. This health predicament is, figuratively and, literally killing everybody, almost everyone. That's why, ang laking parte ng isang guro, isang tao na nasa academe, ang laking responsibility nun para ma-make sure lang natin na ang ating mga estudyante ay nasa right path pa rin. Though I believe nagta-transition na tayo to limited face-to-face classes. Isa pa yun, pag nag-transition tayo from the virtual world to limited face-to-face, another set of adjustments or modifications. Right? So another, communication that we have to consider and that we have to prepare beforehand at hindi siya dapat minamadali din. But I believe everyone is so much ready for the limited face-to-face classes, Ang tanong ko na lang dito, how about the teachers? How about the educators? How about our supervisors here, principals, parents? Ready na ba kayo? So it's a simple question, but I believe it's kind of hard to answer. Kung ready ba, in what manner, in what aspect, saan ba ako ready na? Am I ready to accept this challenge? Am I ready to learn? Am I ready to see my colleagues? Am I ready to see my classmates, di ba? Yung iba parang hindi pa ready kasi hindi pa daw sila alam niyo na yun, hindi pa ready physically, ganun ba yun? So yeah, a lot of things to consider when we transition from one from one scenario to another. Okay? So now, we have here, di ba? We have objectives. Ito yung mga expect natin, what to expect from today's webinar. Okay? Just a moment, let me just open or yeah, yung aking, there you go. Sorry, I'm checking, of course, the YouTube then. If you have questions, no, might as well type everything that you have in mind if you want to share that with everybody watching our webinar. Now, for the objectives, we explore the definition of communication in today's context. Since we're having this pandemic, no, might as well look at the other side of communication. Okay? And now, sige, communication, alam mo na yan, you are just sending a message. So you have a sender, you have the message, and then the recipient will be the receiver, right? But more than that, what else? What else can we expect from that communication? So before mo kasi hanapin kung ano yung dapat mong gawin, you have to make sure or you have to pinpoint the problem in it. No? Meaning to say, if, for example, one fails to communicate properly, there must be a reason behind it, right? There must be something that maybe you feel a bit off or disorganized or something like that, no? Kaya meron tayong inconsistency sa communication. So you have to make sure that you know exactly what's happening inside or within the communication process. What are the reasons, the factors, why people couldn't get that healthy communication, right? So introduce, no? Syempre introduce natin yung different methods and how to communicate effectively. Just a disclaimer, no? For these methods, this might not work for everybody here, but at least for those who do not know how to start, pwede mo siya i-consider, no? For those who don't know kung ano yung gagawin, no? Minsan kasi may pagkakataon na parang you're a bit lost. Am I correct? Parang, oh my God, sa sobrang preparation mo, may time na, ano nang next? O kaya kapag hindi nag-work yung isang bagay, ang mafe-feel mo doon, lahat ng na-prepare mo, hindi na mag-work. You have this tendency to think that if one part of your plan did not work, everything else will follow. No? So, dapat mo ring isipin na hindi naman lahat ganon and hindi mo rin pwedeng ipilit na yung strategy ng isang tao ay mag-work sa'yo. Again, we have different coping strategies. We have different situations. You often hear that multiple times already, but hindi lang siya basta naririnig. You have to apply something. You have to listen to those people. Hindi lang siya basta naririnig lang. You have to do something about it. Okay? So there you go. Objectives pa lang. Grabe. Right, Sir Jeco? Objectives pa lang. Medyo, ano ba? Ano na na-sense natin here? So, hindi, kasi I'm really looking forward to this, to this webinar because I believe the audience is composed of physical education teachers and lahat ng mga inline sa physical education. So this is new for me. So please bear with me as well. And let's have, collaborative learning. So chat na, guys. Okay. So thank you. So we have here, again, the objectives. Okay. So now, may pa-communication 101 tayo. Right? So itong communication natin here, hindi ko siya makita, sorry, because of okay. So we have here yung pinaka nakikita nating meaning, no? It's an interaction. Communication is interaction. But see, kindly check this one. Social context. We communicate depending on the context, right? So usually, just like what I mentioned earlier, may sender, and then of course we have the message and then the receiver. It involves interlocutors or the communicators exchanging signals. Okay? So exchanging signals. Ito yun eh. Pag pinakita ko sa inyo, sorry. Ayan na. Next. What is happening? All right. So communication process, parang ito lang eh. No, communication process, you have the sender, the message, and then the receiver. But please, no, hindi na po ako parang nagdi-discuss dito ng communication talaga na purposive communication or advanced communication. But you feel na, or maybe you are thinking na very basic na to. Pero you know what? Kaya tayo hindi rin na-achieve or we fail to achieve that healthy communication. It's because of the absence of, ano ba yun? Absence of awareness sa kung ano ba yung dapat malaman inside the communication process. Now we have here the basic. Okay? But before that, before the basic, we have encoder. Ano ba yung sinasabi nating encoder here? It's how you will, of course, encode the message. So paano ba siya? Through words, through arts, right? Now, pag nagbibigay kayo sa mga students ninyo ng feedback, how do you usually do it? Chat ba? Via chat? Or you give feedback during the synchronous sessions? So, verbal communication. Is this or is that the right way of giving the feedback? Kasi minsan, no, feeling ng ibang tao na mas maganda magbigay agad ng what you call this one, ng feedback. Like after magsalita ng estudyante, kailangan magbigay na ng feedback, right? Pero you have to consider din kung ano yung nag-work para sa kanila. No, and also it boils down to delivery. Totoo 'yun. Na nagkakaroon ng unhealthy communication, it's because of your delivery. Now, the way I deliver my instruction, my talk right now, ano yung tingin niyo? Okay ba? Okay ba yung pasok na information sa inyo? Pag sinabihan ko kayo na, excuse me, Miss Angon, kindly resubmit your work because you did not read the instructions carefully. See, that kind of delivery, what do you think will the student feel about it? Diba? Kahit anong yung intention to help the student, it's the delivery. Tama ba ako? Paano ba kayo magbigay ng feedback? Yung gigil na gigil ba? You're into it. You want to inform the students that, hey, you have to do a better job. Paano ba? Or mahinahon kayo. Miss Angon, please read the instructions again because of this, because of that, no? So it matters. The delivery, it matters a lot. Okay. Sabihin natin hindi rin sa students. Now, supervisor going to the subordinates or the educators, the teachers. If you have this instruction, di ba? Sobrang mainit ang mga usapin, right? Very hot yung mga topic na pinag-uusapan sa meeting. Na-experience nyo na ba yung parang nagdedebate during meeting ang mga teachers? Na-experience nyo na ba? Sir Jeko, na-experience mo na?
Of course. I experienced it.
Oo, na-experience mo na ba? So for this one, most likely verbal communication ang naging approach natin, no? And since for this one, the channel, and dahil nga may pandemic tayo, ano yung mga usually na ginagamit natin? We have the online platforms, this one, Zoom, no, we have, of course, the MS Teams, the Google Meet, and so on and so forth. Okay, so ganun tayo mag-encode ng messages natin. And now for the receiver, no, people think kasi na kapag naibigay mo na yung information, let's say for example, on the perspective of the sender, kapag nabigay na information, that's it. Okay? However, sorry, this should be decoder, not sender. So again, this is decoder, no? So for the receiver, it's your responsibility to decode the message. How will you decode it? Kailangan mo siyang maintindihan ng maayos. Okay? So if it's not understood clearly, then there's something wrong with the process. Okay? And for that, magbibigay ka ngayon ng feedback. Right? Magbibigay ka ngayon ng feedback. So again, paano ka nagbibigay ng feedback? It's up to you whether or not you will use the same channel or you will use a different one depending on your comfortability, depending on your convenience or availability of your resources. Ganun yun. And now, what I'm trying to say here is, kapag hindi natin na-achieve ito, meron talagang something na nangyayari inside the communication process. We have the barriers, no? But before siguro what do you call this one? Pag-usapan natin yung barriers and other factors why people fail to communicate effectively, why people couldn't really get that healthy communication. Gusto ko lang malaman, of course, your purpose, no? The how question, how to do this, how to do that, how to communicate effectively. I believe you have all the pieces of advice, pieces of information in front of you. But the why are you doing this? No? That purpose. What is your purpose? We know how to utilize specific methods, but the thing is, we forget to know our purpose for formality's sake, for completion. Okay, sabihan mo daw si teacher na ganito. Sabihin nyo, kindly disseminate this information to grade 5 teachers. Okay? So for completion na lang siya sometimes, no? In other words, you're trying to evade that reality na kailangan mo rin talaga i-check how the recipients will be able to receive the message. Right? So is it about the recipient just receiving the message? Okay, so that purpose can eventually help direct you to the right path. If you want to get desired results, you have to comprehend the situation. Okay, so yun categories. Then we have parang subgroups sa isang school. Ewan ko kung mag-agree kayo sa akin, but di ba kapag nasa isang academe ka, in the school community, may mga grupo-grupo yan. Right? Tama ba, Sir Jeco? Since you're the host, no? Di ba in the school community, parang may mga grupo-grupo yan.
Yes.
Tama? So, ano ba yung interest nun? Bakit sila magkakasama? Maybe, again, the interest. What else? What do you think, Sir Jeco?
Siguro yung proximity.
Proximity, that's right, no? Since sila yung madalas mo nakakasama, mas nandiyan, mas available sa iyo, mas nandun yung connection, right? So, kaya may pagkakataon na yung from one subgroup to another, nagkakaroon ng conflict kasi hindi na sila nagkakaintindihan. No? There are reasons na bakit ayaw nila. Ayaw nilang what you call this one, ayaw nila syempre ng, I don't know, beliefs maybe. Iba-iba na yung mga pinaghuhugutan nila. Lalo na ngayon, sobrang hot ng mga topics, right?
Yes.
In the academe, on social media platforms. And at the end of the day, parang we just want inclusivity, right? We want to be included. We don't want to be left behind.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Kaya tayo nagko-communicate. That's the next question. Why do people communicate? Right? Why do we communicate with other people? Sa ating mga supervisors na nanonood ngayon, sa ating mga head, why do you communicate to your teachers? Okay. And vice versa, bakit gusto ring marinig ng mga teachers yung hinaing nila papunta sa higher ups? Because they just want to be recognized. They just want to be heard. They want to be appreciated. Now, maybe some of you will think na, okay, someone above there is watching you, so no need to, no need to give like certain recognition or stuff like that. Pero you know what? A giving recognition won't hurt you. Right? Siguro, nahihirapan lang din tayo. Hindi siya yung I believe hindi siya yung parang additional burden kung i-recognize mo yung isang tao. But I believe it's about your willingness, no? It's about your willingness to do it, to recognize the person. Kasi you have to check din bakit nga ba ang hirap natin magbigay ng appreciation towards other people? right? Why? So, let's see. Bakit nga ba? 'Di ba? Kasi nafe-feel mo parang ang toxic nung communication dahil nga iba-iba kayo ng pananaw pagdating sa, let's say, pagdating sa methods yun, how to conduct instructions, right? Let's say grade 5 teachers, ilan yan? 8 kayo, let's say 8 kayo. Tapos you will have a meeting. You will raise all the possible methods, the possible strategies, and how to conduct this particular topic. And then nagka-clash na kayo.
Okay.
It's because you're not giving others that opportunity to speak up. Ang daling sabihin na, okay, kind will listen. But you know what? It's hard to receive. No, that time to speak, it's hard to receive. And I don't know why. Bakit siya ang hirap ibigay? So it's time for us to contemplate, to all our viewers, to all our participants here. It's time to contemplate why we couldn't give others that opportunity to speak. Okay? Kasi in that way, we can, again, going back to our main topic now, healthy communication. Okay, so people communicate, of course, to socialize. Then, if let's say, in order to get things done, you communicate as well, right? You have meetings, consultations, and you have meetings for a reason.
Yep.
You conduct consultations for a reason. Hindi lang siya, okay, to-do list, number 1, let's have a consultation, number 2, meeting, and so on and so forth. No, those tasks are there for a reason. Kaya mas maganda na we really make sure na nagagawa natin din ng tama yon, para mas maganda yung relationship natin with others. Right? Of course, nandun pa rin naman talaga ang respect sa isa't isa. Always respect everyone. No, but you have to remember that respect comes with responsibility as well. Na ano ba yung klase ng respeto na dapat ibigay din sa ibang tao? Okay? But of course, like kung sinasabi na yung delivery talaga ang mag-matter dyan. Okay? Na you don't need to like use what do you call this one? So much elements of communication just to show to your colleagues that you are superior than them. Right? Hindi mo kailangan siguro so much intonation, that emphasis, that volume, especially if it's not necessary.
Yep.
Okay, because it might mislead your colleagues. It might give different interpretations. Kaya nagkakaroon din ng unhealthy communication. Right?
Yeah.
So now, oh my God, it's 2:12 already. It's 2:12. Okay. So might as well proceed to the next slide. All right. So hello to my friend, Sir Ivan. I believe he's watching right now. Hi, Sir Ivan. So he's a PE teacher. So yeah, welcome to this webinar. Now, I mentioned earlier na why people fail to communicate effectively. Maybe that person is experiencing communication breakdown. Yes, it is valid. If you feel that you're about to break down, just let yourself experience that. Right, Sir Jeko? Di minsan kasi sa sobrang wala ka ng time, ay totoo to wala ka ng time to do other things. Parang yung pag-breakdown, hindi na siya kasama sa routine mo or not routine, sa
schedule.
Sa isang araw mo. Right? Sobrang dami mong gagawin. Oh my God, I don't have the time to break down. So might as well reschedule it. May mga ganong eksena. Right? Sinong Sinong guilty? Who's guilty, guys? Parang, oh my God, I need to get these tasks done. So, hindi muna ako iiyak. So, unhealthy ang nagiging communication natin within or with ourselves. right? That intrapersonal communication suffers. It's because you are now depriving yourself to have a healthy communication with yourself. Communication breakdown. Yes, di ba? It's easy for me to say it, but you know what? I'm not doing it regularly because I still struggle. No? If you have a lot of priorities, ladies and gentlemen, you still struggle to what to do, what to like do first, ganyan, based on your priority list niya. Emotional. You're just having a bad day. Okay? Kaya minsan, bad day na nga tapos biglang meron pang sisingit na announcement na hindi makatarungan. And then, since you are too emotional and you are asked to respond to that announcement, medyo nawawala na rin. Hindi naman sa nawawala ka sa sarili mo, no? Pero what I'm trying to say is, naapektuhan na yung content mo and even the delivery. It's because you are too emotional. And that is a barrier. What hinders you from performing? What hinders you? What impedes you from communicating well with others? It's the emotional barrier. Right? Am I okay? Wow. Am I okay? Ask yourselves, guys. Am I really okay? Kahit teachers tayo, we're known as very like strong people, no? Please give yourself the chance then to siguro to realize na you're still a human. No? It may sound cliche, but that's true. You are still a human being na nasasaktan din. Yes, nasasaktan ka. 'Di ba? That hindi okay. No? Kaya minsan nagkakaroon tayo ng unhealthy communication. It's because yun nga nadadala tayo ng ating damdamin, to emotions, being crowded with our emotions. Kaya minsan mas okay na mag-respond ka ng medyo na kalmado ka na, mas makakapag-isip ka ng mabuti. Right? So now, what else? Linguistic or semantic barrier. Communication breakdown occurs lalo na kapag we have different meanings to different subjects.
Yeah.
And also, aside from the meanings, the definitions, it's the language. Is the language appropriate? Word choice. Of course, you want to be like, known as someone who's really fluent, accurate in this language. You're giving, let's say, highfalutin words, words that are not really that popular. But at the end of the day, sabi ko nga, it's still communication. Your task is to make sure that your recipients will be able to understand what you're trying to convey.
Yes.
So that's for the language use. And aside from the word choice, siguro it's, yung may mga words na offensive. We'll tackle more about it later on. But there are words that are really offensive, no? Pero you think it's not offensive. I'm just telling the truth.
Mhm.
I'm just telling the truth, nothing but the truth, factual information. It's your problem because, you're not taking it positively and so on and so forth. That's why we have this concept of constructive criticism. Diba? Yung constructive criticism, how do you accept constructive criticism? Laging sinasabi, constructive naman yan so take it positively. Babalik na naman tayo. Paano mo ba siya dineliver? Ano ba yun? It's as if you're now discriminating the person, degrading that person. Diba? Kaya ang laking parte ng delivery sa success ng isang communication process. So the question here is, are my words appropriate? Next would be the physical barrier. So of course, you have this thinking na meron tayong yung sa signal and all, or noise, that barrier. But for the physical, let me just use siguro yung mismong environment. No? The question here is this the right place okay, to ensue the communication process. Tama ba tong place na to para sabihin sa kanya yung dapat niyang malaman? Right?
Mhm.
Kasi etong mga bagay na to, no, may ano tayo meron tayong, we have this, what do you call this one? Para siyang expression na mali kasi yung ano, lugar, mali yung timing mo, no? Okay sana, pero sana dito mo na lang sinabi. O kaya ito sana yung ginamit mong channel.
Mhm.
So you have to make sure na naiintindihan mo yung konsepto ng physical barrier, that place. Is this the right place for me to give out my instructions, to give out my, what do you call this one? To give out my feedback, no?
Mhm.
Kasi kung hindi, then might as well do something about it. Okay, so now, eto namili na lang din ako na we have a lot of barriers. We have a lot of things to consider when it comes to communication breakdown. But I tried my best to make it really short na. Short pa ba to? But of course, yun lang. You know what I mean? Pero I'm just trying to refresh each other's minds para mas lalo nating ma-review kung ano pa ba yung dapat nating gawin. And you know what? It's weird then for me, no? Na parang yung healthy communication, talagang nire-review pa natin. It would be better as well if it just it comes out naturally. Pero alam ko naman lahat nga nag-struggle since it's pandemic. Ako rin, ang hirap talaga. Especially this one, social barrier. No? Am I confident enough to deliver? Right? Sabi ko nga, just to give you a heads up, no, I had a talk earlier with Sir JR. And then sabi ko, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time that I'm having a talk virtually. So, social barrier. No, I felt like minutes before this program started, I had a communication breakdown, or I had a breakdown. What to do? I'm not that confident to, to speak, because it's virtual. It's a totally different world or setup for me. I'm not used to it. That's why we struggle. Same thing when we do communication. If you're not used, okay, to that particular context, you struggle. It's your first time to talk to your supervisor. You struggle. And it's understandable. But you should not stop there. From receiving those struggles, you need to ask yourself this question: what's next for me? Okay. What do I have to do to improve, to enhance whatever area that needs to be enhanced? There you go. Communication breakdown. Okay. Are you still with me, everybody? May I see some reactions there? Wow. Ooh, okay, thank you so much. And how about to our participants on YouTube? All right, there you go. I love it. So let's keep going. So from communication breakdown to communication apprehension. Wow, big word. What is this apprehension? People fail to achieve that healthy communication. It's because of your anxiety. Your fear, okay, your fear to communicate with people. And kahit na you're doing public speaking, you're doing reporting, you're doing defense, no, kahit you are just presenting in a meeting, you have this communication apprehension because of certain reasons as well. Lagi ako nagsasabi na there are reasons, there must be a reason, kasi that's true. Nafe-feel kasi na ibang tao na okay, I'm not confident. And then when I ask those people, why are you not confident? Hindi nila alam kung bakit hindi sila confident. Diba? Kung hindi ka masyadong okay sa communication, tatanungin kita, why are you not comfortable with communicating with other people? Hindi rin nila alam yung sagot. So let me help you with that, okay? Maybe you're going through communication apprehension, aside from the breakdown that we had earlier. It's your fear, your anxiety. Maybe it's your personality. Let's have this number one. Personality. That apprehension. It's just you, okay? It's how you establish or portray yourself. Siguro, let's say, Sir Jeco, very dominant then or very, yung personality niya, alam mo yan? Yes.
Dominant.
Oo. Dominant ba? Or what's the right term for that? Maybe you are just confident, no, with yourself. I believe that's the right describing word for you. But yeah, you're confident, no? So that's how you establish yourself. That's what you want to yeah, that's what you want to, portray. And kung ako yung kakausapin mo and hindi rin ako okay sa ganong personality, eto na, magkakaroon na tayo ng communication apprehension. Baka magkaroon tayo ng unhealthy communication dahil makita pa lang kita, nanginginig na ako. Ganon. Di ba may ganon?
Yes,
Let's say, for example, your supervisor. Oh my God, si Miss Dainty nandyan na.
Okay.
Marinig mo pa lang yung name niya. Okay, nandyan yung anxiety. Oh my God, what if, and what if? So again, we fail to communicate well. It's because of our anxiety, that nervousness, that fear of having that person in front of us. And maybe the context then, right? You feel that you will not be able to communicate well. It's because of the situation that you are in. Example, this webinar. If I will ask one of the participants here to take over, how would you feel? Context.
Magsialisan sila sa Zoom. Charay.
Right? Do you get my point, guys? Context. Right? And also, your audience. Okay sa akin kapag sabi ko nga kanina kay Sir JR, you know what, Sir JR, I'm more comfortable if my audience is composed of, let's say, participants na nasa same field ko lang din. Meaning to say, into journalism. By the way, my minor is broadcast communication. So, major and minor. So, but it's like a double major na rin naman. But anyway, just a disclaimer. So, yeah. Kasi you mentioned double major.
Yeah.
So, yun lang. But anyway, the context, I'm more comfortable because I know how they think.
Yeah, the psychology.
So, I have this anxiety that I might mess up just because, we're not on the same page. Well, except of course, with this topic when it comes to communication. But I know that you're getting my point. No, you're into physical education. I'm into broadcast communication and journalism. So that fear, to perform, it's because of the context, and it only means that every context matters. Alright? You have to make sure na, baka siguro ako ganito makipag-communicate dahil mali lang talaga yung situation. Okay? Or maybe I'm not really prepared for this setup. Again, going back, face-to-face. Are you guys ready? Parang hindi po. So, hindi pa sila ready. Or maybe ready na. May mga nag-umpisa na rin ng face-to-face, no? And next is that fear to be scrutinized. No? Nagkakaroon tayo ng unhealthy communication. It's because we are really pushing our ideologies, our, let's say, our ideas, our insights. And dahil feeling ko nabablock mo na rin yung ibang tao kasi you don't want them to scrutinize you. Right? You don't want them to correct you that, hey, what you're doing is not good. You have to do something about it, and so on and so forth. Yung anxiety mo na maging laman ng usapan, totoo yan, na maging usapan sa mga diskusyon. Right? Kaya ka nagiging what? What's the right term? Nagiging clueless ako ano ba dapat yung gawin mo. And aside from being clueless, I believe yung awareness din talaga, right? Yung pagiging aware of the things that you have to do. Okay? Kaya ka nahihirapan mag-accept ng reality. Kaya ka nahihirapan mag-accept ng information. It's because you don't want to be scrutinized. siguro it's part of your pride na rin, no, na hindi tama ako. Kaya parang when someone has the courage to correct you, that's the time na parang you are blocking that person to do his or her thing. Okay? So there you go. I believe ito yung last slide ko for this one. Sorry, I need to yeah, there you go. To use another, there you go, PowerPoint presentation, but we're almost done. No, time check, it's 2:29, but if you do have questions and questions and things that you want to know more about this topic, feel free to use our comment section. Now, for this one, we're done, almost done with the second part, just the second part. I'm kidding. But anyway, there you go. No, I just hope that at this juncture, you are now aware and not oblivious, definitely, of your struggles as a communicator. No? What hinders you from communicating now? Because you know what, for me, ang isang naghihinder talaga sa akin ay yung situation, the context.
Mhm.
No, I believe I was a performer before. Taray, perform dito,
Wow.
perform dyan. Now, what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to, instructions and interactions with my students, I was really, well, self-proclaimed, I was really performing. But since pandemic came in, a lot of adjustments, dun ko na realize na, oh my God, I have a lot of assignments pa to do.
Okay.
Right? So dun ko na feel, and you know what, kung ma-feel mo na you're incompetent, you feel that you're not enough, it's fine din eh. Kasi it happens to everybody. Lalo na sa mga taong hindi talaga sanay. So give yourself the chance to retrieve your old self maybe, or to in Filipino nga, to make bawi, para maging fair ka rin sa sarili mo, I believe. No, you have to be fair with yourself. And with that being said, give yourself the chance to grow even better. Okay? Na hindi ka lang dapat, sabi nga ni Sir Jeco kanina, you have to, to step out or to get out of your comfort zone. Okay? You have to explore. Kaya nga we are re-exploring the definitions and aspects of communication. You have to expose yourself to to diverse educational scenarios. Para at least, now that we're slowly getting back to normal, you're more comfortable, you're more confident to deliver, to teach the students. Okay? So, last part. Wow, yes, last part, guys. Last part, this is it. Okay. So how to communicate, sorry, with the the background noise. I believe our dogs want to join the session then. See, another struggle, right? In today's setup, background noise is inevitable, right? Kasi that's their nature, right? It's their nature to do that. So we can definitely do something about it. So I do apologize. So anyway, going back to our webinar, how to communicate in a healthy manner. Meron na kayong listahan, or it's not even a listahan. Sabi ko nga kanina, it just comes out naturally, like kahit anong gawin mo, nandun na agad. No, but for those who are still clueless, who are still in a very, let's say, arduous situation, very difficult situation, this is for you. Well, this is for you. Let's start with what not to say, or what to say and how to say it. We have this concept in language, dysphonism. So, ito yung mga offensive talaga na disparaging expression.
Wait, Miss Dainty, hindi ata nakashare yung slide na.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Nandun pa rin tayo sa personality context.
Oh, because I'm using PowerPoint presentation. So
I-unshare mo siya, tapos share mo siya.
Okay, sorry. Thank you so much for that. How should I? Okay, there you go.
Stop sharing, tapos share ko ulit.
How about now?
Ayan na.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Yeah. See, the struggle is real. Okay, how to communicate in a healthy manner. Let's start with what not to say and how to say it. First, we have this concept, no, this feminism. So we're now talking about siguro yung mga medyo offensive, not really medyo, it's really offensive, disparaging expression. Now, if you want to give that, let's say, feedback to the student, no, and gusto mo talaga sabihin na she's not doing well, right? Siguro for you, minsan, yung gigil mo, masasabihan mo na siya ng, okay, sige, bago yun muna, ibigay ko muna itong concept na to, no? So, feminism, dahil na mali ata tayo ng ating animation, so let's move to euphemism muna. And then later on, I'll give the example, okay? So euphemism, it's of course, as you can see here, it's the opposite of this feminism. The substitute para magkaroon tayo ng more agreeable and inoffensive expression. Okay? So, like itong, actually expression ko na rin siya. Like yung sinasabi to my friends, to my students, that there is always a euphemistic way of saying things. Meaning to say, no, you want to lessen the impact of your message. That's why you use certain words to make it more acceptable, to make it more inoffensive. All right, without, of course, disregarding the real message, the real meaning of your, of your communication. So again, going back to my example, you want to tell that student na she's not really performing well. Ano yung sabihin? Oh my God, she's stupid. Are you like that? Or naka-receive ka na ba ng ganyang feedback? Way back in college days, ano pa ba? College days, and what else? Siguro yung mga una-una mong years that you are a teacher, yung unang years mo, first few years of being an educator, naka-receive ka na ba? Ang stupid lang nitong idea na to, ang stupid mo, and so on and so forth. May I see the hands? Yes, talaga naman. Kala mo naman talaga may hands. Virtual hands. Okay. Yan po ba yung sinasabi nilang brutally frank? Yes.
Si Ma'am Leomi.
We have here no, a comment on YouTube. At yan po ba yung sinasabi nilang brutally frank? Yeah. Siguro for others, no, lagi nila din sinasabi na, no, it should be delivered that way para magising sila sa katotohanan. Wow! Right? You have a point there, actually. However, you have to take note din on how the interlocutors or the person that you're talking to ay okay dun sa setup na ganon. Hindi mo din kasi pwedeng sabihin na, no, this is my personality and I accept constructive criticisms well. Please do not think na lahat ganon mag-isip. Right? So that's the bottom line there. Don't assume, ladies and gentlemen, that everyone thinks the same. Okay? She is stupid. Wow, ang sakit nun. Ano, how would you feel? Sir Jacko, someone told you this statement. You are stupid.
Una, hindi ako she. Charot.
You are na nga eh. I rephrase it na nga. Diba? See? So, that's your way of rebutting, or that's your way of, responding. No? How about the others? So, sige, go ahead. How will you, respond?
Una, like, ako kasi, when I am given that remark, like, what's your basis?
Yeah, always look for that basis or reference, no? Or what made you think that I'm stupid?
Yeah, like,
right? Kasi hindi lang naman yun na parang sasagot ka lang. No, you have to you have to understand the situation nga, diba? You have to understand saan kaya nanggagaling, where this person is coming from. Baka naman talaga there's something wrong with me, right? Pero again, there is this euphemistic way to say or to tell that person that she's not performing well. Might as well, and well. Say it. She is academically challenged. Wow. Medyo maganda pakinggan, no?
Mhm.
Na at least you know na in terms of academics, may mali. Very challenging on her part, on her part to submit, her work, her assignments, her
Mhm.
projects, and
Mhm.
so on and so forth. So instead of saying she is stupid, she is academically challenged. Now here, go ahead and say more examples in the comment section. No, I'll try to
Okay.
read everyone's
What
answer.
what are your suggestions? Kaya how do you say that to a
Mm-mm.
student? Like, paano mo siya? Pwede naman Filipino. Like, yun kayo
Sige.
like, paano
Mm-mm.
niyo sinasabi sa mga estudyante niyo na siya ay, basta yun, alam niyo na yun.
Like the translation, Philippine translation of stupid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For example, may estudyante ka talaga na nahihirapan ka talaga.
Mm-mm.
Paano niyo siya sinasabi? Like, meron ba kayong mga real life execution, real
Na,
life
mm-mm.
experiences na sinabi niyo siya in a different way?
Mm-mm.
Ever? Kasi
Eto
ngayon,
siguro, so, feeling ko nag-iisip pa sila, no? Pero siguro sa iba na, since yung mga participants natin today ay physical educators, no? Some of you are also coaches. Eto na, pag nag-coach ka, right? Kapag na mali-mali yung isang estudyante, yung tinitrain mo, syempre, 1 week na lang, competition na. And
Yeah.
then, hindi pa rin perfect yung sayaw niya. Ano ba usually mo sinasabi? Who's guilty? Sino yung lagi parang akala mo end of the world na? It's already the end of the world. The frustrations are all over the place, no? Yung emotions mo nandun na, natataranta yung bata.
Yeah.
One example, no? Sa akin naman, nung I was still training
Sir
in
JR,
dance.
Sir JR ang linya daw niya. Kaya pa ba?
Yeah. At least, di ba, medyo euphemistic, approach. Kaya pa ba today? Ganon. You're trying to, to make things lighter, maybe, para hindi rin masyadong ma-offend yung bata. But you know what? Other students nowadays, alam na nila kung ano ibig mo sabihin sa kaya pa ba. Kaya pa ba today? Lalo na yung delivery, no? Kaya pa ba today? Oh, see? So, delivery really matters, no? So, kaya pa ba today? How about you, Sir Jeco, since you are a coach as well?
Ako siguro, ako kasi kadalasan na dinadaan ko sa humor.
Yeah.
Parang like, keep up tayo, please.
Yes, galaw-galaw. Kids, come on. But how about for those coaches or teachers who are not humorous enough? Me, to be honest, I'm not humorous. I don't really consider myself as someone who's, throwing jokes, relevant jokes actually, in between the sessions, in between the discussions and something like that, no? Paano kaya yun? Sa amin, no, when I was training for dance sport, very strict din ang aking trainers kasi syempre mga international champions, national champions yun. And I do get the point. Siguro, they just wanted to inculcate in my mind na you have to commit yourself.
Mhm.
Laging ganun eh. Now, siguro kaya nagkakaroon din tayo ng unhealthy communication. It's because we fail to commit. Okay? We fail to commit. Hindi natin nabibigyan ng justice yung responsibilities natin.
Yep.
And dahil dyan, nagkakaroon ng inconsistencies. Maraming nadadamay, kaya feeling mo ang toxic ng working environment.
Oh.
Am I correct? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, that's true. No? We feel that this is not the perfect working environment. It's because maybe you are doing something incorrectly or kahit naman na tama, no? Siguro yung ibang parties na lang din. Iba rin yung pag-deliver nila ng instructions. No? And or maybe hindi sa iba yung pag-deliver ng instructions. They don't deliver instructions in the first place. With all the giggle, talaga nga naman. Right? So what else? So ano namin naman, so yun yung yun yung experience ko sa dance sport, no? Very strict talaga sila, to be honest, because sa dance sport kasi, I believe meron din tayong mga dancers here. Grabe, you have to, talaga yung precision, very important sa dance sport. No? Dahil doon, pati yung pag na-late ka lang sa training, ang laking factor na nun. Yun nga sabi ko, the commitment, you know what I mean? So you have to be, you have to be, or you have to remind rather yourself na whenever you parang involve yourself sa mga ganong bagay, nandun talaga yung commitment. Okay. So volleyball naman, usually nagte-training, medyo I don't know, medyo offensive. Sorry sa coach ko kung siguro naman hindi niya ito mapapanood. But I believe it's just at the end of the day, he wanted the best for me, no? I quit the volleyball team when I was in first year, and then second year, I finally joined the team nung third year na ako. Nandun pa yung pagiging playful and all. And then kapag na-receive ko yung sinasabi niya na, yan na ba yun? Yan na ba yung kaya mong gawin? Diba? Ang sakit, right? If your coach, your teacher tells you na, is that your best shot? Ano yung often or usually na mafe-feel mo? Diba? You will feel down. You will feel insecure about yourself, especially if your other teammates are really performing well. No? May time na nawala ako sa starting 6 dahil hindi ako nakapag-perform ng maayos. Third year ako, ang pinasok first year. Just imagine. No? I'm not saying na I needed to be in the starting 6 dahil third year na ako. Junior na. What I'm trying to say is, natanggal ako just because of my attitude, because of my inconsistencies as a player. No? Now, hindi ko alam kung nag-work siya sa akin, pero how about the others? Baka hindi rin naman sila ganun mag-take ng ganong statement.
Yep.
Ikaw, Sir Jeko, pag tinanong ka, best mo na yan?
Depende sa mood ko.
Di ba? That communication breakdown again. If you're having a bad day and then you receive that kind of statement, right? Ano yung, I don't know, I don't want to imagine talaga kung ano yung pwede mong masabi. Pwede mo maging your response. So the bottom line is, you have to check nga kung sino yung sasabihan mo. Sa akin, okay lang. It did work sa akin kasi nag-perform din naman ako kahit papano. Masyado na lang talaga ako naging confused that time. A lot of things that I had to accomplish, no, dahil senior na, pag-graduate na, and so on. So there you go. No? Dysphemism versus euphemism. So one way to do for us to achieve healthy communication is to filter our words, not to the extent na we hide the truth na.
Yes.
Okay, please, just a disclaimer. Do not be blinded of what's happening, what others are presenting in front of you. No, kasi you have that responsibility to what? To check. Right? To check whether or not it's true or the other way around. Hindi pwedeng present sa'yo yung ganitong statement, and that's it, you will stop there. No? As an educator, as a student, as someone who's in the academy, even outside the academy, it's your responsibility to make sure that everything that you acquire from everybody else, or maybe from social media, is the accurate information. Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng healthy discourses, unhealthy conversations, kasi you're not open. No, you're not open to accept the reality, to accept the truth. Okay? Bakit nga ba tayo nahihirapan? Go back to the things that I mentioned earlier, that nahihirapan tayo kasi baka naman personality mo na lang talaga na ganun ka. Yung context, wala kang available resources. But I doubt, no? Given that we have a lot of resources online. You have everything, almost everything na doon. So siguro yung mindset na lang and that behavior of pushing yourself towards truth, no? Dapat nandun your willingness. Okay? So next would be the proper channeling. My favorite, proper channeling. How
Yeah.
to achieve healthy communication. No? Now, ang hirap talaga to do proper channeling. You feel na, oh my God, my connection is really unstable. Might as well use Messenger or Facebook. Who among you guys? Who among you guys? For question here, for the sugar coating, no, euphemism, sugar coating naman is really not focusing on the message itself na. Parang masyado mo na siyang nilalayo sa katotohanan. For the euphemism, you're just trying to lessen the impact, no? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, nasa iyo pa rin naman yan as an educator kung what's the best for the students, right? Meron din ako before na bakit ganun daw yung strategy na ginagawa ko to my students because I believe that my students, no, need that kind of strategy. So your students need a different kind of strategy. So for the sugar coating, definitely I don't recommend that, no. But if we can come up with other terms, no, na ganun pa rin naman yung ibig sabihin, might as well do that. All right. So yun lang. But thank you so much for that clarification. No, kasi baka akala ng iba, when we do this one, we are now sugar coating. No. But as you can see, with my examples, yung sinabi nating academically challenged, totoo naman talaga na very challenging sa kanya yung academics niya. So we are still trying to make it more formal, I should say, and like a better way of saying it. Kesa naman sabihin mo na she is stupid. Right? Okay, proper channeling. Thank you so much. Now for the proper channeling, ladies and gentlemen, who's guilty? Sinong gumagamit ng messenger here? Para lang i-address lahat ng concerns, you want to communicate with your audience or with your students, or let's say sa mga kapwa mo teachers, you're very into messenger kasi feeling mo mas mabilis yon, tama? Right? So ganun na, proper channeling. Now, we have here through emails. Siguro one piece of advice that I can give you guys is try to document everything as much as you can, as much as possible. Okay? So, ang gusto ko lang ibahagi, Tara, what I want to share, guys, is para kung hindi naman sa magka-problema, no? We don't want problems naman talaga to begin with. But just in case, you're just thinking of possibilities. Okay, you're thinking of possibilities. Kaya mas okay na documented, properly documented yung mga communications. That's why we have communication letters. Okay. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung ginagamit nyo now. Sir Jack, ano yung pinaka-ginagamit ninyong platform for communication?
Sa amin, Google Meet or Messenger.
Google Meet or Messenger. How about our audience here?
Google Chat.
Google Chat.
Google Chat. Okay. How about the others?
Gmail
Parang pinaka-messenger.
for students from Miss Jeline.
Mm-hmm.
It's Gmail and Hangout. I guess in most public schools, Gmeet talaga.
Gmeet.
And Messenger.
Like sending in instructions, no? Via Messenger then.
Via Messenger also. Yeah, yan. Nagsisilabasa nga sa Messenger.
Yes.
That's like Facebook groups.
Facebook groups, definitely. Because again, the first concern here is yung availability talaga ng resources sa mga bata din. No? It's not just about how comfortable the teachers with the resources or with the platforms, but I believe you are considering those platforms because of the students. Tama nga naman kahit wala kang connection, like yung naka-data ka lang, you can access Messenger, if I'm not mistaken. So that's how important, relevant these platforms are para mas mapaganda natin yung education since it's still pandemic. No? So for the communications letter, let's say may mga kailangan kayong gawin, no? It's best talaga to come up with, let's say for example, proposal letter, yung mga everything is documented, and activity report. Ginagawa niyo yan, Sir Jeco, right? Every activity you have reports for that para pwede niyong balikan, or if for example there's something that went wrong, you can, review that file and do something about it, no? Do a better, let's say, solution, do interventions para in the next event, in the next activity, it will be better than before. So, proper channeling. So, meron ba kayong experience na yung ang hirap hagilapin?
Mhm.
Ang hirap hagilapin. Maging estudyante, teacher, even principal, even coordinators, you feel na you couldn't reach them via messenger. Ano yung usually na ginagawa niyo? Or via email. But you want to make everything formal eh. You want to ask for permission via email, pero that person is not responding immediately. But you have to understand that when you send out an email, you couldn't really receive an instant reply.
Yep.
For others, you have to wait for a week
Mhm.
to get a response from that person. 1 to 3 days maybe, pwede na rin yun. So it depends, no? Ang ginagawang style ng iba, let's say na-send na nila yung email, ang gagawin nila, messenger, ma'am, I sent an email po regarding this blah 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 and blah blah blah. So, ganyan lang. So, you want to inform that person na you sent an email. Okay, sure, I will check it. Wow. So, may mga mga extra effort na ginagawa, no? But at least, the letter is just there. Nasa email lang. So, may email thread doon. Matatrack mo na kung nasa na yung kung ano yung progress, actually. Ano yung progress ng concern. Kaya very important pa rin. 'Di ba sa Messenger ngayon na-unsent mo na, right? Yung messages mo. So, isa rin yun na for, ma'am, ganito na lang siguro, take a screenshot. So, pwede rin yun. If you are that person na parang gusto mo talaga na maging sure lang sa lahat ng mga ginagawa mo, you can secure a screenshot definitely, and then create a report out of it. So, that's one to do it. I mean, that's one way to do it, I should say. So, proper channeling. Mahirap talaga siya i-achieve na yung proper channeling ngayong pandemic. But I'm not sure sa case ninyo. Sir Jeco, tingin mo ba sa inyo okay naman ang proper channeling?
So far,
so good.
I should
Ayan na.
say satisfactory.
Oo. Pero lagi naman, there's always a room for
Productive.
improvement.
Pagalaw naman. Pero sabihin natin, it's not seamless yet.
Kasi
the
But it's
fact,
already there, no?
yeah, it's going there.
Going there.
Kasi nga, ito rin, bumabalik din naman sa tamang communication because it's going back to face-to-face. So definitely, the online communication was a little bit tricky talaga in any way kasi not all teachers are have that aptitude in using online communication also. So, yeah. Katulad ng yung simpleng chat, hindi mo naman kasi, di ba, like, you can interpret million times a certain chat. Like, di ba, like, kaya nga kadalasan, mas okay na tumatawag, or kasi a simple, yes po, ma'am, can be interpreted na, yes po, ma'am, like, yes po, ma'am, like,
I know.
like, di ba, like, you can interpret it a million times. So, yun kasi. So, pero ngayon, like, it's gearing towards face-to-face again. It's getting it's better. It's getting better because the teachers are interacting more personally. So, ibig sabihin, kahit mag-chat na sila ngayon, alam na nila yung personality ng teacher na yon. Hindi katulad dati na, kuwari ako, new teacher ako, tapos hindi nila alam kung paano ako makipag-communicate. So, they can interpret me in various ways. Pero by the time that they met me personally, they already know how I communicate personally. So, sabihin, when I chat them already, they already know how to interpret it properly. So, meron siya.
Yeah, that's true, no? Kaya tayo meron ding different forms of communication. Sabi mo nga rin, in a particular statement, there might be a lot of, diverse interpretations. Pag binasa mo lang siya, you can just use your own interpretation of, receiving it. Just like what you mentioned earlier, your example mo. And siguro when you communicate then, I have to emphasize this one, yung the use of nonverbal cues. Our nonverbal communication really helps a lot to better understand other parties, no? That's why verbal and then nonverbal communication should go hand in hand. Now, what do I mean by that? Sometimes, no, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes our face doesn't really match with the things that we say. No, yung may mga pa-poker face ka pa or something na you are too serious kahit you are delivering a joke. So something like that, no, nagiging unhealthy siya in a way because it's inconsistent. The other person, the other party is a bit confused now what to believe in, right? Is she happy ba? Parang galit siya eh. Kaya yung sinabi natin, oh, kaya pa ba? Kaya pa ba today? See, with that kind of delivery, and then your face is too, what do you call this one? Too serious. So yun na yung magiging interpretation nila. Or maybe, oh, kaya pa ba today? Guys, kaya ba natin today? See, with that kind of energy, you're trying to be yun nga, energetic as much as you can to make sure na everything will be received positively. So yun yung ginagawa mo. So there you go, proper channeling. Now, very important as well is to have active listening. So you have to make sure that when that hearing is not equal to listening. Listening has what? Comprehension. Listening is comprehending, is understanding. Kaya laging sinasabi, oh, active listening, guys. No? Don't be a selective listener just because you do not have the same beliefs, the same upbringings, the same cultures, and so on and so forth. No, active listening, ang hirap nito, 'di ba? Ang dali lang sabihin na, oh, please listen to me, no? Please give others that chance to speak then. Pero ang hirap talaga na makinig. Tama? I'm not sure. Parang ngayon, webinar. Are we 100% sure that lahat nakikinig? No? Hindi, may ano, 'di ba? Para tayo, wow, nasa klase ba, ma'am? No. Naku, may mga ano na. Sorry, hindi po ako nagpo-promote ng kandidato here, pero may mga pa-jingle na dito, no? So, anyway, there you go. Oh, one example, no, when you deliver an instruction, 'di ba hindi mo naman din i-expect na everybody is really listening. 'Di ba? Kaya feeling mo unhealthy talaga yung ganitong setup because it's as if you're not really giving your 100% your best then to explain the topics dahil nga you cannot really see them and you cannot force them to turn on their cameras.
Yep.
So how do we make sure that all your students are listening? Right? You do the art of questioning. That's it. We make sure that everyone is listening because it's an important communication skill. Pero not everyone possesses it, right? Yung active listening. Because pag nagkakaroon na ng conflict nawawala na yung ating listening. Active listening. Right? Kapag puro conflict na, palitan na ng words, ng statements, nawawala na siya because you just want to focus on your standpoints. You want to focus on your beliefs. You want to focus on your own truth. When I say own truth, that's what you want to believe in lang. Right? Kaya tayo nagkakaroon ng problema sa communication. Okay? So, siguro as an educator then, I believe na you are all listening to your students naman when they have problems, no, you try to reach out, what's happening to you, and so on, di ba? Yun yung sinasabi ko we have this extra effort to reach out to our students, right? Especially to everyone here. I know high school students, elementary students, you have that effort to really ask your students about their progress, about their situations. No? Do this art of questioning. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, you ask questions. Sorry, I couldn't see my PowerPoint presentation. You ask questions not only, asking questions, by the way, not only shows you were listening, but also it confirms that you understood the other person. No? Kaya ngayon, kahit di mo nakita yung mga students mo, paano mo ba na-make sure na, hindi, okay lang, basta na-deliver ko yung, what do you call this, when yung instruction ko, okay na yon, right? Tapos pagdating ng mga examinations, that's the time, oh my God, wala pa sa kalahati ang pumasa. So ano kaya yung nangyari? Maybe you did the right thing naman in terms of, explaining it. Pero siguro hindi lang din talaga nakuha ng iba. No? Since we have different ways then or capabilities on how to, comprehend the lessons. Kaya you do the art of questioning. And then if, for example, the student couldn't answer your question, ano pa yung usually na ginagawa niyo? Sir Jeco, if that student couldn't answer your question, what's your next step?
Another art of questioning is which is probing. You
Probing,
probe the
that's right.
student to be able to conclude to what you want to hear from him or her.
Yeah, that's right. That's the next step. It's probing, giving follow-up questions, or rephrasing. Maybe there's something wrong with your question. That's why it's the student couldn't, comprehend the question very well. Rephrase it. Use proper language maybe that is really appropriate to the student situation. So that's it. Don't change the subject. Very true to. Don't change the subject by asking a question or questions. Sorry, kindly omit that article. By asking questions about a totally different topic. Minsan, instead of, what do you call this one? Instead of addressing the questions, you will bring up another question. You will bring up another topic to be discussed because you want to disregard the fact na, oh my God, kailangan ko pala i-address yung concern na yon, pero you don't know the answer, don't know what to do, kaya sige, i-move na lang tayo from one question to another. And with that being said, the students are now, confused. They don't know what's happening. Parang too much information for them, information overload. Kaya nagkakaroon din tayo ng inconsistency when it comes to communication. It's because of how we address the topics well. Pag meron kang hindi alam or hindi mo alam yung sagot sa isang problem, ito naman, time to contemplate again, guys. If you don't know the answer to this certain or to this particular problem, ano yung ginagawa niyo? As tira na ulit si Sir Jeco, kasi siya lang naka-on yung mic. Right? Ina-admit nyo ba agad na hindi nyo talaga alam? Or dahil nakita nyo lang sa isang tao, yun na yung magiging sagot niyo? Very rampant, very relevant these days. Even though we're not, or even though we are oblivious of what's really happening, we still use certain answers because we just, we got those answers from our friends, from, I don't know your sources, pero diba, feeling mo it's true because it exists. Right? And also, on the other hand, hindi rin ibig sabihin na it did not exist on your end. It didn't happen at all. Right? So ganyan sa communication eh. Look for possibilities. Hindi ibig sabihin na you did not experience it. It didn't happen at all. Right? Within the communication process, pag nag-struggle ka, that doesn't mean na hindi na nag-struggle yung ibang tao or vice versa. That's it. That's how we view healthy communication. Or at least we're trying to do something para mas maging okay, mas maging balance yung communication natin. Okay? So now it's already 3 o'clock, sorry, but almost done. I believe this is the last part na. And I'll make this very quick. Sorry, Sir Jeko. And
Okay na.
okay, so open communication, but I believe I was able to give naman some of the tips then earlier. Now, in terms of being open, no, you have to make sure then try to suspend muna your own judgment. Because sometimes kasi when we are presenting something, you already have this established no judgment, established standpoint. Kaya ang pinaka nagiging epekto nun is you're now blocking the other person's insights. No? You're not accepting. Okay? You're not accepting his reality. Kaya ka nagkakaroon ng problema. So try to suspend first your own judgment, your beliefs, your ideas. I'm not saying na you will eradicate it totally. No, try to suspend lang. That word, suspend nyo muna. Give that speaker yung time to develop or express his or her ideas bago tayo mag-conclude na it doesn't have any value, or maybe it's valuable, little value, or no value at all. Kasi sometimes, not really sometimes, most of the time you feel that new information is useless, or a different information is useless. It's because iba nga siya sa'yo. So try to be more open, and I have here feedback supremacy. Yes.
Yeah.
May supremacy tayong natatawag na ganyan. It's because it really matters. Now, pagdating sa pagbibigay ng feedback, it keeps the communication going. Right? It's continuous. You have to make sure that you will respond to what has been heard or what has been presented. Sorry. And di ba? May ano tayo ng content. Technical difficulty. Wow, technical yon. Alright. So, also, you have to make sure din yung pagiging open mind, pagkakaroon ng open mind rather, ay hindi tayo masyado nag-react ng sobra-sobra or hindi naayon. No, may ganun di ba? Kapag nakatanggap ka ng feedback, the tendency is parang you're really defending yourself. No, hindi ganito ako This is the right thing to do. And your way is actually not working. So on and so forth. No, parang nandun na-block na siya agad, and you're overreacting, you're too emotional. That's why you couldn't really pinpoint the room for improvement. No? So, for the feedback then, yun lang. Feeling ko kasi it will be not really useless, but it will be problematic if there's no feedback at all. But as others say, no feedback is actually another form of feedback. So there's something maybe that you have to work on then. Kung wala kang feedback na nakuha, maybe that's really the feedback na gusto nila ipahiwatig. But I see it as maybe feeling ko hindi pa siya pasok din talaga, because again, it will be open to a lot of interpretations na bakit kaya hindi siya sumagot, bakit walang feedback yung student, bakit walang feedback yung supervisor. Does it mean that I did great, I did 100%, no, I did this task perfectly, something like that. So maraming hesitations, doubts, just because of the absence of feedback. So as much as you can, try to give your students or the other parties the feedback that they badly need. Okay, so there you go. Siguro, ito na lang din. A lot of questions. Ipapresent ko na lang na ganyan. But these are the questions that you can ask yourselves, definitely, to make sure that, you know what to do when it comes to acquiring and giving feedback. So, ano ba yung dapat gawin? How to deal with these pieces of information, and what's next for you after receiving the message? Are you going to give out feedback, or you will stop there? So, thank you so much, guys. And I believe that ends my presentation for today's webinar. Sir Jeko.
Okay. So, ayan, I guess, okay, sige. Now, I guess if there are questions, and so meron lang tayong mga feedback. Sabi nga, feedback is important.
I
So,
know.
dating YouTube, sabi ni Miss Elmira de la Cruz. Try to suspend your own judgment, ideas, give others time to express his or her ideas. I will practice that into mine. Oh, yes naman. She will practice it daw. So, and then we also have here na retraction. Then meron mga thank you dito. Yes, from Miss Julie. Thank you so much po, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am yun. So, Miss Yami, thank you, ma'am. I will apply. Yes. Ano pong position? Charot. Jaring lang. Jaring lang po. Ayan. So, ayan. So, if there are other more like, clarifications and questions that you want to ask to Miss Dainty, please do so. So while we're waiting for your other questions, I would like to first, what do I do? Wait. There. First, I would like to, of course, before we let you go, before we let you go, we would like to present you our certificate of our appreciation for being our speaker for today. Sir Mark, yes. Diba? Actually, nahirapan kami ilagay yung pangalan mo sa Nahirapan kami ilagay yung pangalan mo sa certificate kasi ang haba. Thank you dahil, thank you kay sa nanay mong magaling gumawa ng pangalan. Charot. Ayan, this certificate of appreciation is hereby awarded to Miss Nina Danica Dainty B. Angon for generously sharing her expertise as a resource speaker during the fitness and wellness program with the theme fostering a culture of wellness and physical activity by promoting happier and healthier communities in the webinar entitled Promoting Healthy Communication in the School Community, a 1-hour professional development resource speaker via One Pisad YouTube channel and Zoom, awarded this 26th of March 2022, signed by Mr. J.R. Beterbo, Mr. Joshua Ben Villarreal, and Ms. Hazel Eunice Carmen. Let's give her a warm round of applause. Woo!
Thank you so much, One Piece Ed.
Sabi nga niya, certificate lang. Yeah. And of course, I think there are wala pa naman ako nakikita mga follow-up
maybe while waiting na lang for the questions or before we end, maybe just a disclaimer, we may not agree with the other things that were presented earlier just because you do have your own set of techniques,
Yes.
but at least you are now open, very much aware then what else could one educator what do you call this one, use in times of difficulties, kasi maybe what you are using now ay hindi mag-work then in a specific situation. At least you have something to consider then. And also, sorry, just one last na lang siguro. For healthy communication, it becomes unhealthy because others are still afraid to admit their mistakes. What do I mean by that? Even saying sorry is elusive for them, unreachable. Because they feel that when they say sorry to other people, they become less of a person.
Yeah.
Right? Parang feeling nila it's already the end of the world for them. It's because they have committed mistakes. But again, we are educators. We are a work in progress, right? We have so much things, sabi ko nga, rooms for improvement ahead of us. So let's try to be more patient with ourselves. You know what I mean? Do not be too hard on yourselves, guys. When something doesn't work out, just pause, breathe, inhale, exhale. Talaga nga naman, may papi tayo. Inhale, exhale. And then after that, just keep going. So thank you everybody for this opportunity. And I actually liked the questions earlier and some of the insights. So thank you so much. I actually learned a lot as well from this webinar. So it's a win-win situation. At the end of the day, it's a collaborative learning that we just had. So thank you again for this opportunity.
We have here one of our very avid attenders in our webinar series and even sa ating mga physical activities na karaan. Parehas inattenda niya jump rope at yoga. Sir Paul, Laura, ayan, naroon po ba tayo a question for that?
Hello, good afternoon po, Ma'am Ninya. Congratulations po
Thank you,
sa
sir.
ano lang. I just would like to ask some tips from you kasi napansin ko ba yung school namin kasi ngayon is we are already in the expanded limited face-to-face.
Oh.
So napansin ko sa mga kabataan, parang hindi sila nagsasalita, parang meron bang nakaka-block sa kanilang mind? Ano bang magandang paraan diyan or approach na
Mhm.
mas ma-motivate sila pag ano sa school kasi kahit mga simpleng tanong lang parang ayaw nilang magsumagot, parang something is blocking in their mind. What do you think, what
Mhm,
sort of
mhm.
approaches can we give some advice for our learners and like that?
Thank you, Sir Paul, for that question. That's very true. One of my struggles as well is to make everyone involved in my discussion. No, siguro yung earlier na communication apprehension, Sir Paul, na na-discuss earlier, yung fear nila, anxiety to speak up. So I believe one major factor is the context, the setup. Hindi sila sanay. Parang yun na yung actually yun na yung nakasanayan pala nila. Yung magsasalita lang yung teacher, very passive lang sila, and then they will not respond at all. So minsan ang ginagawa ko, Sir Paul, I really tried my best to um, to parang call their names para magsalita sila. I'm not sure if it's possible for everyone here, pero I always try to ask my students. Let's say, for example, Sir, Mr. Figuracion, what can you say about this one? Now, trying to motivate them to answer. Now, one struggle as well, since I'm teaching communication subjects, English subjects, and we have to utilize the English language for our discussion. Siguro isa na rin yun, Sir Paul, yung language. No, maaring hindi sila comfortable doon, hindi sa may nag-block siguro yun na rin yung nag-block, no, it's the language that is being utilized in the classroom setup. They're not that comfortable to express themselves using the English language, but my challenge is to help them be comfortable kasi at the end of the day, that's one of the objectives of the course that they're taking, to utilize English language very well. So isang side lang naman po yun. Another thing is, siguro sir, maganda rin is to establish our activities in between. Yung mga icebreakers natin, not sure, may mga gumagamit pa rin po ba ng icebreakers here? Sir Jeko, I believe marami kang icebreakers dyan.
The icebreaker.
The icebreaker king, mga ganon. So, Sir Paul, I feel na, well, to be honest po, no, I'm not really into icebreakers, pero I know that they really work well. Lalo na kapag tama yung activity na i-present mo sa kanila, it's something that is related to the topic. No, very fun, para lang sila naglalaro, pero at least they're getting their participation na. And that can be a motivational activity to transition to the real topic. So again, the activities po. So yun yung minsan gusto nila yung mga may mga visual learners po kasi tayo, 'di ba? Gusto nila na a lot of pictures right in front of their screens, right? Gusto nila yung parang one example is the 4 picks 1 word, o kaya yung mga other things pa na na-excite pa sila. Another example yung parang quiz style. Makikita mo online kung sino yung mga nananalo, sino yung mga top 1, sino yung mga humahabol in terms of the scores. So, na-excite sila sa ganong eksena, sa ganong examples or ganong activities po. So, siguro kaya isa ring factor, no, bakit sila hindi participative, it's because they feel na okay lang yon. Okay lang siya na hindi maging participative kasi okay lang din yung teacher sa ganong setup.
Okay.
Are you getting my point po, everybody? Are you getting my point, everybody? Hindi po. So, what I'm trying to say is, students are being complacent. I'm not saying all of them po, ha. There are students who are complacent na, it's okay not to participate, it's okay not to recite kasi okay lang kay teacher yun eh. it's pandemic then, parang we were not really required. So I believe one technique that you can do is just to make sure na at the beginning pa lang of the school year, of the term, of the semester, ma-establish talaga yung kahalagahan ng participation in class. So,
Yeah.
hindi ko na po alam kung paano nyo idadagdag yon sa grading system, but I believe you have a different techniques then to come up with your grading system. Pero yun lang po, I believe it's how you will establish the essence of participation at the beginning pa lang po ng school year or semester ninyo. So, yun po, Sir Paul. I hope I answered your questions po. Your question.
Yes, Ma'am Linya. Actually,
Okay.
the word context na yung sinabi mo, parang
Opo.
yun talaga ang pinaka sa mga bata ko ngayon. Kasi in
Opo.
terms of activities, before yung klase ko, meron naman akong mga games. May family
Yes.
feud games,
Family
brain teaser,
feud. Mm-mm.
at saka iba-iba pa. So siguro yung context, doon sila nahihirapan talaga.
Yes
So with
po.
that, maraming salamat po. Thank you so much.
You're
Yeah.
welcome, Sir Paul. No context, but I like the family feud. It's really interesting, no. May nakuha akong idea from Sir Paul, and also yung the context, no. But now we're slowly transitioning or going back to the normal. So let's see po what will happen next, no. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, I guess there are no more follow-up questions from our Zoom members. There's no raised hands already. Thank you, Sir Paul, for that for that very relevant question.
Yes.
Then, of course, before we move forward to our evaluation link, of course, which is everyone is waiting for, we would like to promote some things that you need to stay tuned, because we are now gearing towards more programs and more activities and more, I guess, what do you call this? It's still a program, but it's a program for the benefit of our future physical educators, just like how we were starting as students. So first is I would like to promote first the membership of our for the premium membership of our in 1PZ.ph, because our website is already up. Of course, you can check on our Facebook page our different perks and the benefits when you are a premium member of our 1PZ.ph. And one of this is being included always in this Zoom setup, where you are able to interact firsthand with our speakers and our activities. Second is our shirt course. We are now our shirt inventory is again open, and also of course the proceeds of our shirt sales will be finding communities and organizations of of BPED students and visa students, those who will be future physical educators, and we will be giving them support and incentives, or whatever you call that, resources that they need in order to have a more effective education, so that when they graduate, they will be already equipped and they are ready to face and be part of the workforce or the amazing physical education force in the Philippines. Next is our social media websites. Don't forget to follow our social media websites, especially our YouTube channel, which always our live streams are always broadcasted, and our Facebook page, where all announcements and your daily motivational quotes are supplied for you. We also and of course our website. Visit our website www.1PZPH.com and you can already explore some of its features. But in order to explore the special features or the specific features intended for members, you need to avail the premium membership before you will be given an account to access our website fully. And of course, this is integrated. We have a Shopee for the membership. We have a Shopee link for that. It's also you can see that also in our Facebook page. We have a Shopee link for that. There are steps. Step one is download the Shopee app and create an account. 2, settle the registration payment via Shopee checkout by scanning the QR code below. Take a screenshot of your transaction receipt in Shopee, as this will be attached in the Google Forms. The recipient must wait for the admin to finish the validation process, which is our admin team, and a Google Form link, after which your purchase, a Google Form link will be sent to your email, okay, to your inbox, and by an admin after the validation process. Accomplish that form afterward. Now allow us to, of course, we are also like, I know we're also teaching in schools, we also work. So allow us to have 4 to 5 weeks to process your ship certificate and ship your certificate with your ID and and please with your slot in queue to consider. You'll be emailed by an admin regarding the status of your membership. And I am telling you, I am so excited for the website. The website is already up, but it's continually developed by our team, and I am telling you, it's really exciting that the content that will be available for us will really be beneficial, not only for your personal growth, but definitely for the better education for your students. Okay, and of course, starting next week, and Miss Dainty, I haven't told Miss Dainty, she is the concluding episode of our fitness and wellness program. So we should end it with communication, because on the following weeks we will be exploring again a lot of content related webinars. Okay, when I say content related, everything that we need to feed ourselves on again, everything that we need to update ourselves again, so that our content, physical education, the content in the curriculum of physical education is continuously evolving and updated, and many more, since our subject is integrated in almost all of the other subject areas. Then every time new information is up, of course, the understanding of the human body and all is related to it also evolves. That's why we'll, starting next week until May 28th, these are the dates we will be having our international, not only here, but international sports series. I am telling you, it's international, because we will be having speakers who are internationally experienced, and some are even internationally accredited, to give us updates on various sports and updates on the world of sports. So if I were you, reserve those dates. Make sure that you will be allotting time for that, because definitely it will be a fruitful set of webinars. And of course, our evaluation link will be sent on our chat box. I've already sent it in our Zoom. And in our YouTube, please wait for a while, because again, it's there it is already. Thank you, Sir JR. And there already is our evaluation. Make sure to take your time in evaluating, because every time you submit an evaluation, we really take time to consider it, and our admin, especially Coach JR, takes time to read it also, and some of us also read it, so that we will be able to improve our webinars more, give feedback. As Miss Dainty said, feedback is very important, so that we'll be not only you, but also the sender of the message will be able to grow also in his way of communicating and delivering information to not only to you, but also to other people. Okay, so that for reference, that will be the look of the certificate. Make sure to encode properly and double check, triple, quadruple check the information that you are encoding in the Google form, so that the certificate will really be sent to your email. Okay, also the name. Okay, because even though it's automated, there are only limited numbers of certificates that can be delivered by the automated certificate generator. Okay, and what else? And I guess that's it. That's it for us. We look forward to seeing you next week in our sports series, international sports. I'm so excited. I'm getting hyped up super. Okay, because watch out for the announcement in our Facebook page within this week. I mean, next week, within next week, and so that you will be updated who will be the mystery and amazing speaker for next week. So this has been Mr. John Jacob Figuracion, Program and Events Associate of 1PZ.ph, and our special guest for today, Ms. Ninja Danica Dainty Angon, together with the program director, Sir J.R. Viterbo, and our technical director for today, Mr. Mark Anthony Go. This has been 1PZ.ph saying break the limits and go beyond. Bye, guys. Ayan, so for those who are here at the Zoom, please let's take time to turn on our cameras and let's have a picture with our guest speaker or the resource speaker. Yeah. Miss Dainty, can you turn on again your camera? Yeah, okay. Yeah, nakakamiss to sila, ma'am. Di ba? Sir Paul, nawawala ka.
Pasensya na, Sir Jigo, kasi yung camera medyo.
Okay lang po, sige po. Sige, kukuha na po ako ha. Ready po, let's have a smile. Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more po. Send lang po ulit ako. Wait lang po. Saan ko po isa-send? Wait lang. Sandali. Saan ko isa-send? Doon na lang sa episodes. Everything. Okay, I'm gonna have one more shot. Let's go. Ready? 1, 2, smile, and 3. Okay. Again, thank you for attending, everybody. I hope we will see you. Mas dumami pa tayo ulit next week. And we will see you next week for our International Sports Series. Bye po. See you next week.
Bye-bye
Thank
po.
you, Miss
Keep safe sa lahat.